Impromptu Atlantic City Trip, let's go. Heading over to Ballys now for the first tournament of the trip. All right, break number 3. I think the average stack's like 160-ish, 170. I got about 220. All right, so made the final table. We're on the 4th or 5th break. I can't even remember at this point. They are now paying the top 10. Everybody put a couple extra bucks in, so the bubble person winds up making a couple bucks on their money. I think the bubble gets $100 or something like that. So anyway, bathroom break and then back to the table. I'm 2nd or 3rd to last for short stack. I bled a lot of chips the last couple levels. Let's hope we can move up the cash rankings and take some money home here. On a complimentary slash, I guess, positive note, one of the ladies at the final, well, the only lady at the final table, complimented me and said, I knew I would make it. I knew you would make it to the final table because of the way you played the Kings against me in the first couple levels. It was before the first break, I think. I should be including it in the vlog. So that was nice. All right, let's go make some money. Okay, and one of the first hands I actually can play at the final table, I have the King of Hearts, the King of Diamonds in the small blind. The blinds are about 20,000, 40,000, I believe. And it does fold all the way around to me. With pocket kings, I have no choice, being one of the short stacks, but to go all in. The total amount's about 120, 130,000. Big blind asks for the count. After he gets the count, he thinks about it for a couple minutes and ultimately decides to call the all-in. After he calls, he says, "What do you got?" I say a small pair jokingly, flip over the kings, and the board runs out the 9 of clubs, the Queen of Diamonds, the 7 of hearts, the 9 of spades, and the 8 of hearts, and we get a full double up there on the first big hand of the final table. Okay, about one level later, I have the Jack of Diamonds and the Jack of Clubs in the cutoff, I believe. Blinds are 30, 60K at this point. The guy to my right just calls the 60, gets around to me. I decide to cut out some chips and go ahead and call the 60 myself. The small blind is tanking a good bit, ultimately decides to call the 60. And I believe we are 3 or 4 ways to the flop, and the flop comes out the 10 of spades, the Queen of spades, and the 7 of hearts, and it checks all the way around to the turn again, and the turn is the 9 of hearts. It checks over to the small blind, and the small blind decides to cut out about 70K in chips. Everyone else folds after he bets. I do decide to call, and we're heads up to the river now, which is the 4 of diamonds, which obviously does not help me at all. He decides to throw out another bet of 70, and I decide to go ahead and call, thinking that I'm good with my jacks, and I was not good. He winds up showing me a queen, and we lose that pot. Okay, what would be the final hand in the tournament? I have the King of Diamonds, the 2 of spades, and I am all in with the short stack for about 60 or 70K. I get one call, obviously, and the board does not run out in my favor. It's the 10 of diamonds, the ace of hearts, the queen of spades, the 9 of diamonds, and the 6 of spades. The other person flips over the queen of diamonds, and he's got a pair of queens to beat me. And we're out. 7th place, $1.92, not too bad. I've been on fire in these tournaments lately, and I'll take it every day, all day. Doing pretty good. This is the the 3rd cash in the last 4 tournaments, I think. I'll definitely take it. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode, or episodes, depending on how many I get in. After being very card dead for a while in cash, I have the ace of clubs, the 2 of diamonds, I'm under the gun. I decide to call the $2 big blind, and believe it or not, we are 8 ways. Yes, I said it. After a fold or 2, we are 8 ways to the flop. Basically a community pot. The flop is the 8 of diamonds, the 3 of spades, and the 4 of hearts. After it checks around to me, I decide to bet $6, and everyone folds but the guy to my left. He decides to call, and now we're heads up to the turn. The turn is the 6 of diamonds. It checks to me, and I decide to go ahead and bet $10. He does call, and the river is the 10 of spades. Thinking that he might have a 10, I check it, he checks, and I win with the ace high. Okay, what would be my final hand at the cash session? I had the ace of hearts, the jack of diamonds under the gun. I decide with a pretty decent hand to go ahead and raise it to $6. The middle position raises to $16, and there are a couple folds, and the big blind decides to call the $16, and then it gets to me and I call the $16. We are now heads up, 3 ways to the flop, and the flop comes out the 9 of diamonds, the jack of spades, and the 6 of clubs. It checks around to me, and I decide to go ahead and put a bet of 25 in. Now, thinking back, this probably was too strong of a bet. Probably showed my hand, so to speak. And the gentleman in middle position puts me all in, basically for $110 effective. And after he asked for a count, he was a chip leader at the table, technically. And he decided to go ahead and call, and the board runs out the queen of hearts and the 6 of spades. And he flips over the queen of diamonds and the queen of spades. And that's it. We're done for the cash poker for the night. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.